Saturday. Thank you for joining me today. I'm excited for our Barre Plus class. We're nearing the end of May. So my theme for our class today is change. I want us to think about change in the world, right? We're embracing the change outdoors, in our world, in our communities. Embrace the change in yourself. Maybe there's something that has changed for you during this quarantine that you've found the silver lining of. Maybe there's something that's changed for you and it's not something that's sitting well with you and you want to change it back to the way it was. So I really want you to focus on that concept of change. And change happens in the challenges. It really does. You are not going to change your body, your life, if everything remains the same. So I really want you to focus on that. Focus on the change that's going to happen in the challenges of this class. Stand yourselves up, find your feet at hips width distance, soften your knees, and take a great big inhale breath. Present yourself in your body. Big breath. Hold your arms lifted up overhead. Reach tall through your side bodies. Lean forward and find your parallel squat. Push your hips back and away and start to move small range. Go drop. Push down through your toes, through the outer edges of your heels, and then lift up through arches, through inner thighs, through pelvic floor. Hug your hip points narrow and draw your ribs in and back. Move down an inch, up an inch, down an inch, up an inch. Keep your shoulder blades down your back and widen your collarbones. Pull your ribs in and up and just settle in. Settle into our 45-minute class. The change is going to happen in these challenges. The change is going to happen in these challenges. With 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Fold yourself in half on 1. Drop your hands to the floor. Bend your knees. Lift your hips to the sky. One more time. Hold the bend of your knees. Lift your arms to the sky. Root rebounds on tempo. You go down with your hands, bend your knees, and lift your arms. Go hands down, hips up, bend your knees, and up. Drop your hands. Bend your knees as you flow forward. Lift your hips to the sky. Push your thigh bones back. Lift your hips up high and let the crown of your head drop to the floor. Feel your entire back body lengthen long. No, this is not an interval class, but I really find these root rebounds help us to protect our low back because this is Barre Plus. And Barre Plus means to move fast. It's a hard class, so give your back this little moment to release. Last root rebound. Hold your hands down and walk your legs back. Find your straight arm, straight leg plank. I'm going to turn in profile, but before I do, I want you to think about pushing down through your hands and spreading your finger pads wide into the floor. Pull your shoulder blades down out of your ears and curl your ribs in and up. Think about the back of your body, the back of your rib cage pulling up to the sky like there's a magnet, pulling your ribs up towards the sky. Reach out through the crown of your head. Lift up through the back of your head like your ponytail lifts to the sky as well. Lengthen long through your legs. Push back through your heels. Take a great big inhale breath. Hold your arms totally still. And knee pulls start right side, left side. Knee to chest, knee to chest. Switch side to side and land with your toes pushing into the floor at hips width distance. Keep your hips totally still and square. Hug your low belly in. And what I mean by that is pull your hip points narrow and narrow at the space between them as you pull your abdominals away from that imaginary belt that's lining the hip points. Knee pulls in, pull in. You got it. 6 more. I didn't forget about you. You know who I just like you to do a lot of reps. Yeah, last one. Hold your legs long and straight. Take a breath in. Lift your hips to the sky. Take downward dog. Release your wrists. Release your shoulders. Shift yourself back forward and bend your knees. Tap your knees to the floor under your toes. Uncurl your toes. Take a quick cat-cow stretch. Find the extremes of the spine in both directions. Make sure your hands are under shoulders, knees are under hips. Now settle into a neutral spine. Lengthen your spine long and curl your toes under. Push down through the ball mounds of your feet. Inhale, length into your spine, and exhale, push through your hands, push through your toes, and lift your knees off of the floor. Hold it here. You're in a neutral spine. So your hips and shoulders are in one long line. You have that little curve, that little natural curve in your low back. Hug your waist in tight, open through your chest. Hold in stillness here and drop your knees down an inch, up an inch. Shoulders stay still. Your knees move down 1 inch and up 1 inch. Just pulse it out. Start to fire and work through the quadriceps. Start to bring energy and blood flow to the quadriceps. As you know, we're gonna work on. Now set, or come back to the intention of this class. The intention of this class is that change happens in the challenges. So this is not meant to be an easy 45 minutes. This is meant to be a challenging 45 minutes. We're gonna fly through this class. You are gonna create huge changes, body and mind. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, tap your knees down. Keep your toes where they are. Take a breath in. Lengthen your spine. Now listen carefully. Curl your spine, your mid-spine up to the sky. Round your spine. Your gaze is going to stay towards the floor, but maybe more towards your thumbs than back towards your knees. So keep your neck long. You are creating roundness in the spine. We're going to lift your knees. Oh, yes, we are. So this is going to be a low C curve or C curve plank. Push down through your hands. Push down through your toes. Once more, lift your knees off of the floor. Keep your spine curving up towards the sky. Now, zip your ribs together in the front of your body. Once again, power the back of your rib cage up towards the sky. Keep the roundness of your spine open through your chest. Now squeeze your knees in, in. Try to pull through your inner thighs. Stretch your ears from your shoulders as the crown of your head is stretching way out into the floor in front of you. Make sure your head is not dropping down to the floor. You're looking down towards your thumbs. You're not looking back towards your knees. You're just feeling the squeeze of inner thighs. Go in. Go 20, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Keep going. You can do this. Open your chest. I promise you an extension stretch, no hold. Tap your knees down, untuck your toes. Here's extension. Walk your hands forward, lift your hips high. Push down through your chest. Now, if you were in a C curve shape before, this is the exact opposite. So create extension of the spine. So arch your back. Push your forehead down. Transition to a mini child's pose. Let your big toes touch. Let your knees open. Take a breath. Roll yourself to a seated position. Swing your legs around. Grab your knees. High C curve. Sit up tall. Stretch the crown of your head up to the sky. Establish as much length in your spine as you can, and then straighten your arms, lean back, tip your hips, slide hands to the thighs, tip your hips, lean back. Curl your waist in and down, curl your ribs up and over. Go tip, go curl. Squeeze your legs together. Push down to that little edge of your big toe mound, that little inner edge. So zip up from that little inner edge of big toe mounds, up through inner thighs, up through pelvic floor, up through ribs. You got it. So zip your entire midline, pull it in. Slide your hands behind your thighs, curl your fingertips under your hamstrings, and open your chest. Think about cupping through the hamstrings and the thigh bones to widen your collarbones. Give yourself a pull through hands and a push of shoulder blades down. Create more space through your upper body. Send your arms out and forward. Go tip, go curl. Squeeze your legs together. You got to get low. Nice. Now draw your jawline back. This is a huge thing, you guys. Push your jaw back. Yeah. What you're trying to do is you're trying to stack your ears over your shoulders. You're trying to create a little bit more weight actually into your abdominal, so more challenge. Remember, change happens in the challenges. Send your arms up slightly and wider than your shoulders. Beautiful, Karen. Go tip, lean back, curl, lift up. Awesome. We layer on in 4. Go 3. And at any point, if you need to reclaim your thighs, that's okay. Now hold the tip, hold the curl, squeeze your legs together, and pull your right elbow. You pull it in, switch left. Right side, left side. Take a look at your knees. Make sure your knees are not moving side to side. That's part of the challenge. Reach, reach. Squeeze elbow in to your side body, and then zip your legs up together with more intention. Pull, pull. You have 4 side to side, and then we're gonna do lap pulls with both arms together. Last one, both. Now, for last one, single. Now both together. Pull it in and reach. Squeeze, push. Flip your palm to the thigh, palms down, palm to the sky. So there's a little bit of a movement. Palms up, tap your thumbs. Squeeze, reach, pull your rib cage in and back. Snap your belly button to your spine. Come a little bit lower. You have 8 to the change. I know, to the change, not to the hold. So what are you gonna do with this? Can you feel your shoulder blades wing on the back of your body? Pull, reach, hold your elbows in, palms up, thumbs back. Lengthen your legs long and straight. Pull your waist in and back. Open your chest, tip your hips up, up. It's a tiny little movement. I can barely see it. I want you to imagine strings on the hip points pulling up towards you. You have 10, 9, 8, 7. Open your chest. Walk your shoulder blades wide and down. Push your thumbs back. That's going to access the rotator cuff, the muscle fibers that actually keep the shoulder in the shoulder socket. Hold it here, hold it. Hold the tip of your hips, pull your low belly back, push your thumbs back. Hold in stillness. We're going to dive forward and take downward dog to stand in 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross your ankles. Woo! Dive it forward. I'm tangled on my wire. Find your downward dog. Push your chest back to your thighs. Very ungraceful of me. Walk your hips to your toes. Roll to tall. Grab your weights for a bicep curl. Pull your arms in. Lengthen long. Pull. Extend. Step your feet to hips width distance. You've been here before. So feet at hips width distance. Bend your knees and reach the crown of your head to the side. Squeeze your elbows tight to your side. All the way in. All the way out. Pull, pull, pull. Go reach. Push your jawline back. What I like to think about is there is a wall behind me. I'm pushing the back of my ponytail, the back of my shoulders, and my feet into the wall. So you're really trying to stand up tall. Keep moving your arms like this. Pull, extend, flip your palms to face each other, thumbs up, pinkies down. Pull. Find the pull. Really drive your thumbs to your shoulders and then find as much length on the out as you can. So really engage bicep, tricep, front of the arm, back of the arm. We're gonna come for shoulders next and we're gonna start our combos. This is the only set of thighs we're gonna do right here or set of arms without a combo of our thighs. Now this is Barre Plus. So that means there's a lot of combos. We move full range, we get a little bit fast. At any point, if you want to slow it down, that's totally fine. Here's what I want you guys to do. Hold your arms at 90 degrees. Bend your knees and push your hips back and away. You are in a parallel squat. Pull your elbows slightly back behind you. Lift your arms. So now your elbows fly to right in front of your shoulders. Push your elbows to the side and pull them back. Pull your elbows back and high. Lift your arms. Elbows right in front of shoulders. Push your arms to the side. Pull yourself back. We pick up the pace to tempo back. Lift. Open. Squeeze. Find the arms first. Out. In. Pull your elbows way back. Open to your sides. Pull back. Lift. Open. Squeeze. Keep going. Back. Open. And pull it in. So if you're upright, it looks like this. Out. In. Lean forward though. I want you to overload the back body. So when you pull your arms to the side, call on the muscle fibers in your upper back. Now that we've got the arms, keep your arms moving just like this. Step your right foot out. Pull your right foot in. Go out, in, open, in. There we go, out. So your arms stay moving. I think I screwed up your pace. So you can keep your arms moving exactly as they were. Just layer on. Overload left thigh. Out and in. Keep going. You got it. Just your right leg is moving. Nothing else moves. Left leg stays totally still. Tempo change coming. Open. Keep hinged forward. Now we're going to find the beat on this next one. You know what? Hold on. I'm on shuffle. I was like, wait a second. This is not how these songs are supposed to go. Out and in. Justine, I'm going to follow you. Back and in. Last one, leading with the right. Switch to your left. Oh. Out. Squeeze in. Back. Up. Open. In. Back. Lift, open, squeeze. Now overload right leg, right seat. is firing like crazy. Left leg moves, it steps out and in. Good, Ellie, you got it. Thank you. Listen, when we do 2 things at once, it's hard. When we do 3, it's even harder. And I'm gonna be real honest, I had a couple of tequilas last night. Yeah, not all sharp right there the next day. And it's 10 o'clock. I should be fine by now. Last one all the way through, I didn't forget about you. Hold your feet at hips with this and pull your elbows way back. Stretch your arms and then reach. Tiny bend, big reach. Bend your knees. Push your hips back and away. It's a micro bend and a huge reach. Then stretch, then stretch. Take a look at your feet. They should be at hips width distance and parallel. Bend your knees and push your knees forward, but then really bend and push your hips back and away. Bend the elbows, stretch. Get ready for your tricep work. Start to drop your hips down an inch, up an inch. As you bend, go 8 to the change. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold your arms long and straight, your hips low, and lift your arms up an inch, down an inch. Straighten your arms as long as you can. If you're like me and the weights are taking away from your ability to find your long, straight arms, drop your weights. Start to layer on with your thighs, down an inch, up an inch. Now the combos from here on out are not as complicated as that last one. That maybe wasn't as complicated for you as it was for me. Reach your arms way back behind you. Drop your hips down and away and lift your arms with more intention. Think about an imaginary cable coming from the floor and you're pulling that cable up and up. You want to snap the cable off of the floor behind you. Go 4, 3, hold this one right here. Flip your palms to face the floor. Sweep your arms to a T and pull them back behind you. It's okay that at the T they're higher, and when your arms come behind you, they're a little bit lower. That is totally fine. Your job is to keep your shoulder blades down the whole time. Go out and out to a T. Pull it back and back, reach. Send energy out through your fingertips or your knuckles if you're holding onto the weights. And really try to establish the longest, straightest arm that you have. Out and out, reach. In and in, squeeze muscle fiber to bone. Last 2 right here. Sink your hips down a little bit lower. Yeah. Hold your arms to a T, stand yourself upright, move small range, go down an inch, up an inch. Step your feet wide. Here's where we start our true thigh work. Sink your hips down low. Push your hips down and hold them there. We finish our arm work here. Hold your arms in stillness, stretch them long, hug your ribs in and back, and circle your arms up, back, and around. Create some lubrication in the shoulder sockets. This is gonna help you with your functional movement today. You're gonna go outside and play a little tennis today, or whatever you're gonna do. Maybe you're gonna go for a swim. This is gonna help you keep your shoulders really lubricated. It's good for them. You have 4, 3, I know we heard this song, I'm gonna switch it. Start moving forward, up, forward, and around. Up, forward, and around. Circle your arms. Keep them as straight as you can. Keep them as straight as you can. You have 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, hold your arms long and straight. Flip your palms so your palms face the sky and lift your arms up an inch, down an inch, up. Sink your hips down. Now, if you don't have weights in your hands, stretch your fingertips wide and long. And imagine you have 50-pound weights resting in your palms. You're pushing them up an inch, sink your hips down an inch. As you push your hips down, push down through your big toes. Drive that little outer edge of your heels into the floor and traction your feet in towards one another. You have 8 to the change, 7. Get lower. Good, you guys. I know, I like it. Long, straight arms. Now hold your hips low, flip your palms forward and push your hands back, back. Now that 50-pound weight that's in your hand is pushing your hands back. As you push your hands back, keep your shoulder blades separate. Do not let them collapse and touch. Start to push your inner thighs. Go back, back. Inner thighs. Notice how I didn't say push your knees back. Push your inner thighs into your femur bones and then push your femur bones back into your inner thighs. Your knees will naturally move, but make this about the inner thigh engagement You're gonna need it next for narrow V. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, flip your palms to the floor, drop them down an inch, up an inch to finish. Sink your hips down in opposition, hips go down, arms lift up. You have 50, 2, 3, 4, 5. Don't worry, I'm not gonna count this whole thing down. Essentially what you're gonna wanna do is you're thinking about moving this super small range of motion for about a minute. Yeah, Indy, I see you. Get low. And I said 50. I know, I'm so mean. Down an inch, up an inch. This is it for narrow V, or wide, sorry, this is it for wide turnout, narrow V. But it's not gonna be as much inner thigh. You're gonna need some inner thigh to stabilize, but we're not gonna work it this hard. So this is your chance. Sink down an inch, up an inch, push, push. Reach out through your arms. Drop down through your tailbone and hug your ribs in and back. Draw your waist in and stabilize through your core. It's gonna help you, support you, and uplift you. You have 6 to the hold, 5 to the hold, 3, 2, hold your arms, stretching your hips, dropping down, lengthen your side bodies. Sink down just a little bit more. You're gonna flow into narrow V. This is gonna be a balanced challenge. We go in 4, in 3, in 2, slide your feet together, heels together to touch, hands to prayer. Lift your heels, bend your knees. Move down an inch, stop. Move up an inch, stop. Draw your heels together with crazy energy. Down 1 inch, stop. Up 1 inch, stop. It's small and slow. I want you to push down through big toes. Yeah. Lift up through your inner thighs. Lift up through your pelvic floor. Hug your hip points narrow and hollow out your low abdominals. Pick up your pace, go down an inch, up an inch. Maybe you eliminate the up. You drop your hips and squeeze your heels. Down, squeeze, down, squeeze. You have 8, 7. To get lower, push your hands together. Slide your thumbs into your chest. Hold yourself low. Take a breath in. Lift your arms to the sky. If this is too much and you want to keep your hands in prayer, that's totally fine. Let's drop your hips down 2 pounds and up. Notice how I'm not dropping my hips all the way down to my heels because I'm not holding on to anything either. And if I go all the way down and I'm not holding on to anything, I don't know if I can get back up. So I want you to find that challenge point in your body. Go down 2 counts. Squeeze your heels, lift your inner thighs. Change happens in the challenges. We established that. We knew that that was what this class is about. This is one of those big challenge points in class. There are really several, but 2 huge mountains you have to climb. Thigh work is the first. So if you can conquer this mountain, you know the second one is totally attainable. Last one, down and down. Now drop your hips low, hands back to prayer. Squeeze your heels together, tuck your hips. Tuck, release, push your hips up towards your ribs. Collapse the space between hips and ribs. Think about folding yourself in half at the waistline so you can draw your abdominals in tighter. Hands to prayer. Push your thumbs to your sternum. Squeeze your heels together. Your heels stay lifted off the floor. This is it. You have 10 to the hold. We're gonna hold a neutral spine, don't worry. But as you tuck your hips up, power your glutes, your hamstrings, your inner thighs. And then most importantly, pull your abdominals in. Last one, and hold a neutral spine, sink down low. You can keep your hands here. This is great for balance. Really push hands together, thumbs to sternum, roll your shoulders, blades, and squeeze your heels, get lower. If you want more of a challenge, lift your arms. When your hands and your arms come above your heart has to work harder and your heart rate is gonna go up. You're gonna feel yourself instantly get a little bit more breathless, maybe a little sweatier when your arms are here. But I don't want you to forget about your form, your ribs and back. Push the back of your head back. Keep your heels together, get 1 inch lower. Hold in stillness. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stand up. Shake it off. Shake it off. Grab your right ankle. Pull your knee behind you. Push your hips forward. Good job. Make sure your right knee is behind your right hip. Cross your right ankle over left knee. Sit yourself down. Bend left knee. Push it forward. Flex right foot and push your hip back. Again, hands to prayer. This is a great place for balance. Hands up overhead for a little bit more challenge. We're going to take that stretch on the other side and make our way down to the floor for push-ups. Stand yourselves up, grab your left ankle, pull your left knee back and push your hips forward. So it releases the hip flexor and the hamstring, and the quadricep. Take a breath in. Enjoy. Catch your breath. Flex your left foot, cross it over right knee, sit yourself back. Bend right knee, push it forward. Pull your hip back. All right, push-ups on deck. Traditional push-ups, 1 minute. So mentally prepare, right? If you want to take the final few counts with your hands up overhead, go for it. You're going to bring your hands to the floor and walk back to your legs or your knees. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands wide. Shift your shoulders forward. And your elbows down. Push the floor away. One more time, slow. Really find your alignment. I like to turn my fingertips out 45 degrees. It helps me release my wrist. Wherever you are, you've got 1 minute. Here we go. Go down, go push. You can do these with your legs long and straight. If you do, I encourage you to push down through your big toes, to lift up your inner thighs and your pelvic floor. Stabilize your core from the bottom, and then curl your ribs and power the back of your body towards the sky. Stretch your ears from shoulders. If this doesn't serve you, tap your knees to the floor and kick your heels to your feet. That works just fine too. Remember, change happens in the challenges. I am timing you for these 1 minute of push-ups. So this is where you can work on your form, your alignment, but also see how low you can go. See how many you can do with your legs long and straight. Because you showed up for this class today and you're forgoing 45 minutes outside in this gorgeous weather. So let's make it count. Unless you're taking this class outside, so you're getting like both things at once. I expect you to do like 2 minutes of push-ups. Just kidding. 2 more. Last one. Tap your knees down, take extension. That was awesome, you guys. Reach your arms forward, lift your hips high. Take a breath in. Roll yourself up to a seated position. We're gonna do some roll downs. Round your knees, sit up tall, straighten your arms, tip your hips up. Pull your waist in, slide your hands to your thighs, open your chest. We're gonna take these on the double count. So down, 2 counts, and up, 2 counts. Let your low back curl and push into the floor, and then use the strength of your low abdominals to pull you back up. Keep your feet at hip distance, it's harder that way. Send your hands over your knees. Now, draw your jaw back. Like there's a weight on the back of your head, like where your ponytail is. And if you have a lot of hair like Nikki, it's like a weight pulling you back, right? But I really want you to pull your ears back over your shoulders. Last one at this pace. 4 counts, slow, go 4, 3, 2, I know Heather, I saw that, yep, you got it. 4, 3, 2, slow down, keep on, 4 counts, 3 counts, 2, drop it down, lift 4, 3, 2, 1 more time all the way through, go 4 counts down. Really articulate your low spine to the floor. Really articulate your spine up. Now make your way all the way down to the floor, inch by inch, take 4 counts to get there, 3, 2, when you get there, grab your thighs, pull your heels in towards you, low C curve. Push down through your heels, push down through your toes. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders off of the floor. Lift them up as high as you can. Curl your rib cage in and down. Snap your belly button to the floor and release your tailbone. Release your tailbone so it's pushing into the floor. It's not pushing out towards your heels. Lift your head, neck, and shoulders higher. Now we start to lift. Lift your chest. Push your waist down. Lift your chest. Push your waist down. It's 2 things at once. The way I think about this is like a teeter-totter. You're pushing the waist down and the chest has no place to go but up. So drop, push, down through your low waist. Curl your ribs in and down. Keep your hands behind your thighs and remember that cupping sensation of fingertips pulling around thigh bones and hamstrings. Cup your thighs and widen your chest. Send your elbows nice and wide. Lift yourself up as high as you can. We're going to come to the next change. This is the first position. So if you ever need to pause or if any of the variations get too challenging, I want you to come back right here. From here, hold the lift of your chest. Send your legs to the sky. Squeeze your legs together. Keep holding on to your hamstrings. Drop your left leg down. Hold right leg and switch. And switch. Grab your thigh. Pull it in. Toes up. Now if this is too much, you don't feel like you can lengthen your leg, just keep it bent. It's totally fine. Go cross, cross. But the ultimate challenge is to keep your leg long and straight, because that's going to stretch the hamstring. Oh, here we go. Go reach, go reach. This is position 2. So if holding on with your legs, holding on to your legs and your toes to the floor is position 1, this is position 2. If you're ready to layer on and level up, bring your fingertips to your hairline and send your elbows wide. Woo! It does give you a little release for your neck, so it's nice to push your head back, but you are adding an incredible amount of challenge to this position. So your elbows are wide. Yeah, I know, instantly you're gonna feel it's a different position. But you do you. You have 4 side to side. 3, go 2. Last one, hold your toes to the sky. Squeeze your legs together, bring your hands behind your head if they're not already there. Lay your head back into your hands. Keep your elbows wide, bend your knees into a rooftop position. Pull your elbows in, tap your elbows to your knees, and reach your legs out on the diagonal. We're gonna keep this slow for a few. In for 2, and out for 2. Pull your elbows in, and spread them wide. Pull your knees in, tap. Reach your legs out wide. If you're ready to layer on and level up, take us to tempo. Go out, go in, go reach, squeeze. Pull everything to your midline. Go out to the sides, tap. Go out to the sides, tap. We're actively trying to tap elbows, knees. Open, pull. Woo! Tap. Pull your elbows in. Pull your knees in. Go open, squeeze. You have 6 to the hold. Go 5. Yes, you can. Yes, Leslie. I see those legs. Woo! Last one, hold it on the out. Hold your legs long. Hold your elbows wide. Lift your chest up higher. This is amazing, you guys. We're going to transition to flat back on the floor, and you're going to lift it. So lay your head into the floor in a moment. Before we do, send your legs way out on the diagonal. Flop them down. 6 inches. Oh, lift your head up. Lift your shoulders up. 4 inches. You got it. Hold. Hold in stillness. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Bend your knees. Push your head to the floor. Soften your knees. Push your hands down. Open your chest and walk your knees into a diamond shape. Pull that diamond shape together. So my knees are opening wide and squeezing shut. But if you notice, my knees stuck right over my hips. Open the knees and pull them in. As you pull your knees in, hug everything into your midline. Now pick up your pace. Go out and in. This is a moment for you to lubricate the hip sockets. This is also a moment for you to really articulate your spine long and push the back sides of your waist into the floor. Keep moving your legs. Walk your hands into the floor. I'm just going to push one hand down because I'm holding the microphone in the other. My very technical recording device. Push the backs of your shoulder blades into the floor. Curl your ribs in. Now hold your knees on the out. You've got this diamond shape. Lower your right leg down. Pull it back in. Lower your left leg down and down, like you're tapping your toes into a pool of water. One more time, slow. Now your knees are on the out. Your knees are bent, so this should take the hip flexors out of this game. Now switch mid-air, go right, go left. Knees are out, toes drop. Keep your knees bent and pull your hip points narrow. Think about hollowing out that space in your low abdominals, that space right underneath your belly button. Hollow it out. Tap it right side and left side. If you're ready to lay on, send your hands straight up overhead to start. Push the back sides of your shoulders into the floor. Now I'm going to lose my microphone for a second because I want to do this with both arms. But I want you to start to walk your arms and your legs in opposition. I don't have a good name for this variation, but it looks like a dead bug. Right? A dead cicada that's stuck on his back. Keep going, keep going. Go 6. Go 5 side to side. Go 4. You guys, you're almost there. This is our last set of abdominals. What are you going to do with it? Now hold your legs together and zip them up. Slide them out on the diagonal. Send your hands up, back behind you, or straight up overhead. Try to put distance between your legs and your hands on a big diagonal. For 10, for 9, 8, 7. We're gonna do prone seat work today, so you're gonna lay on your abdominals. Take a great big inhale breath. This moment is preparing the spine for success. Go 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees to your chest. Oh, good job. Roll over and lay down on your abdominals. However you want to get there is totally fine. So once you lay down, bring your hands right underneath your shoulders. Push down to the tops of your feet and push all 10 toenails into the floor. Make sure your feet are separated and at hips width distance. Push down specifically through your big toenails and then lift up through the arches of your inner thighs. Walk your hips down to the floor. Take a breath in and lift your shoulders as high as you can get them off the floor. Almost like you're in a baby cobra. So hands stay on the floor this whole time. If you were in a baby cobra, you would be here, right? We're not coming that high. Pull your waist in. From here, send just your right leg back. Reach it out long and start to squeeze right seat to lift right leg. Squeeze right quadricep to lengthen the leg. So it's two things. It's glutes and quads. If you want to point your toe, because you're like me and you feel like that makes your leg longer, go for it. You can also do this with a flexed foot, but I think it's harder to engage the quadricep with the flexed foot. Keep your right hand where it is. Push it down to the floor. Sweep your left arm out and lift your thumb up. Make sure your palm faces in. So left arm, right leg. Two things at once. Lift up an inch, up an inch. Now turn your gaze to the floor. Once we've established your alignment, you don't need to look. I want you to just feel your neck stretch long. Pull your ears forward so the front of your neck and the back of your neck are equally long. And then you can just keep your eyes closed, or you can look at the floor and notice, like I'm noticing how dirty my mat has become, right? It doesn't matter, there's nothing to look at. Just focus all of your energy on what's happening with your seat and your leg, because that is really what this is all about. So everything we have done in this class has gotten us to this moment. So your body is prepared and ready for success. Keep lifting your leg, slide your hand back, push both hands underneath your shoulders, and bend your knee in half. Take it in and lift it up an inch, down an inch, lift. Maybe now you flex your foot and drive energy out through your right heel. If you want to keep your toes pointed, that's totally fine. Now we've eliminated the quadricep. Not necessarily eliminated, we're stretching the quadricep, but we get to engage the hamstring. The hamstring's job is to bend the knee. So let it do its job and really kick your heel to your seat, stamp it to the sky. You have 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's happening with your abdominals? Can you power your abdominals so deeply in towards your center line, you feel like they're gonna lift off of the mat underneath you? You feel like every muscle fiber in your body is lifting up towards the sky, especially your abdominals, but also your back, the back of your rib cage, the back of your head, the back of your shoulders. With so much energy, you feel like you're gonna levitate off the floor. Go 4, go 3, go 2. Hold your heel into your seat. Hold your heel just where it is, but slide your right leg out to the side. Push your right hip down and lift your leg up and over. Like there's a string from your right big toe and it's pushing up and over to your left shoulder. Now we're gonna change your arms. Keep your chest lifted high, but send your arms way out into a T. Push down through your hands. This is position 1. If you're ready to layer on and level up, and I think you are, because you signed up for this class and you've made it this far. So if you're ready for another challenge, lift your arms, fly them long side to side, call on the muscle fibers in your upper mid back to lift your arms up an inch, up an inch. Carve out the back seat. Carve out the side angle of your seat and your upper back. Now what's happening with left leg? Push down through left big toe. The left big toenail, lift up through arch of left foot, lift up through left inner thigh. Keep the left hip locked down. You have 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Hold the lift of your knee. Keep your arms reaching long. Send your leg way out on the diagonal. Reach out through right toes. Lift up through your heart. Shine it forward and hold. This is it. This is it for the right side. We're going to simply switch to the other side, which means your hands are going to come back under your shoulders. You're going to drop your right leg down to the floor in 4, 3, 2 hands down. Right leg comes through center, push it down. Reset, big breath in. Lift your left leg, lengthen it long. Lift, reach. I know, no stretch. Push down through the top of right foot. Engage your right quadricep. Push your hip points down. Hug your waist in tight, lift your shoulders just a little bit higher. Now call on your left glute, left quadricep to lengthen and lift. 2 things at once. Now we're coming for contralateral work, so left arm stays where it is. Right arm reaches, palm in, thumb up. Reach, lift, reach, lift. So fingertips and toes are stretching along the way to one another, and you're calling on the muscle fibers on the back diagonal plane. You're calling on the muscle fibers that run from the right fingertips down to the left toes, particularly the muscle fibers that run diagonally on the back of your body. Lift, reach, lift, reach. Keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5. We're coming for the bend of the knee next. So slide your right hand back, push through palms, bend left knee, kick your heel to your seat and stamp it to the sky. Push it up, lift. Now I'd like to think about creating a little bit more space through your low spine. So drive your tailbone back towards your heels. Kind of creates a little pelvic tilt into the floor. Lock both hip points down. Get ready for your next change. You have 10 right here. 9, 8, 7. Get that heel in tight. Good, Linda. I see you working hard. Awesome, you guys. Now hold your heel on the in. Slide your left knee outside of your hip line and lift up and over, up and over. The string has changed. Now there's a string wrapping around left big toe and it's pulling to your right shoulder on the diagonal. Reach, reach. Create so much energy in the hamstring that your seat is super engaged from the base of the seat where the hamstring and the glutes meet. So that entire posterior chain of the back of left leg is really working hard for you right here, right now. Keep moving your leg. Slide your arms out to that T, position 1. If you're ready to layer on and level up, lift your fingertips and lift your palms and stretch long out through your hands. Just lift. Like you are flying yourself forward into this day, into the start of your weekend. Take your heel tighter to your seat and lift, reach up and over with the knee. Out through the fingertips, out through the crown of your head. Create as much length and energy and contraction in the body as you can. Go up and over, up and over. You have 8, 7 to the hold, 6 to the hold, 5, 4, 3, 2. This is it. Hold your leg lifted. Reach out through your fingertips. Extend your leg on the back diagonal. Reach it way out to the left corner of your mat. Stretch your fingertips wide, side to side. Lift your chest up higher. This is it. Your final option, if you want to take it, is to lift your right leg as well on the back diagonal. So both legs lift. Both arms lift, lift your head, curl your ribs in and back. This is it, you guys. Hold for 20, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is gonna go fast, I promise. Curl your ribs in and up. Tell yourself you can do hard things. And think of all the muscles on the back of your body that are working hard for you, that are toning for you. So your body is gonna be super balanced front to back, because we did a lot of front body work as well. Go 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down to the floor. Woo! Push yourself back into an extension stretch. Lift your hips high. Slide your hands out. Push your heart down to the floor. Now this is a really important stretch because it's gonna balance all of the extension that you just had in your spine. Take a breath, release your chest, and then take this back to your child's pose. Now round your spine. Now push your tailbone down to your heels and let your knees open super wide. Take a breath in. Let your heart rate start to come back down. Walk your hands up and over to the right. Pull your hips down and away to the left. Come back through center switch. Roll yourself to a seated position. Sweep your legs out in front of you. Flex your feet. Remove any extra flesh from the sit bone. Slide your hands behind your hamstrings. Sit up tall. Lean forward first. Stretch your fingertips out second. Take a breath in like you're stretching your hands beyond your toes, and then lengthen your legs. Third, round forward. Grab your heels, grab your feet. It's okay if you can't. It's okay if your hands land on your hands, on your calves or your ankles, wherever they are. Tuck your chin to your chest. Take a breath in. Roll yourself to a seated position. Bring your left foot in, cross your right ankle over left. Set yourself up, lift the hips, drop them down slightly lower, closer to left heel, flex right foot. Stretch the glute. And then drop right foot down, tuck left foot underneath right seat, push right hip down, lift left arm up, and over rotate right. Ring out your waist. Take a counter rotation to the left. We're going to do that same thing on the other side. So cross your left ankle over right knee. Lift your hips, drop them closer to right heel, flex left foot, push left heel forward. Good job. Cross your left ankle over right knee. Sit on down, push left hip down, right arm to the sky, rotate to the left, ring it out. Peek over your left shoulder. Switch your stretch, rotate to the right. Come to a seated position. Cross your ankles, hands to knees, hands to heart center, to heart, to abdominals, whatever serves you. To take a moment. Take a big cleansing inhale breath. Let your ribs expand. Turn the corners of your mouth up towards your ears. Soften your shoulders. Take another breath. Close your eyes. Exhale deeply, let it go. Let your shoulders soften. As you feel the stress and tension of anything that's been building this week, just simply wash away. Take note of how your body is starting to calm, starting to twitch and tingle with the energy you've generated for sure, but how you've given yourself this moment to calm your central nervous system. So let the strength that you've generated in your body incorporate in. So this good positive energy can serve you and your family for the rest of the day. If you have any questions, please let me know. Again, my name is Rebecca. This was Barre Plus. This was not for the faint of heart. If you need any extra stretches, I encourage you to take them. We didn't do a lot of stretching today. We had a lot of work to do. So good job, you guys.